Hello there, trombone friends. This is Dr. Jeff Phillips from Belmont University, and looking at the 9th and 10th grade trombone auditions for mid-state. Couple things, and if you're band director or you've gone to a file where these were used previously and they pull them out and say, here, this is it, don't use them. Okay. Your band director or you can go to the MTSBOA website, and it's on the public page, and you can pull off the excerpts for this year. I would highly recommend just doing that instead of going to a file or, well, this is what my good friend played 2 years ago, so I know this is it. Okay, little editorial changes have been made. Okay, and they may be small, and I didn't bother to go dig the old ones out and try to analyze them and see, because that's a waste of time. This is what they're using, so it doesn't matter what the other ones were. How do you know the difference? Well, right up here, see in that corner, it's got it says two of two set A, and there's a little star, a little asterisk by it, and you need to make sure it's got that on it. It has that little starry thing. Okay, so if it doesn't, then that's the old ones. Now it may be an articulation, it may be a one little slight rhythm. Like I said, don't know, doesn't matter. This is what they're using, so doesn't matter what the other ones are. But just be on the safe side, get these. Okay, it's easy. It's easy to do that, and then you don't have to worry, and you got the right music, and life is good. So let's look at these things. First one, that I'm going to go through. And again, I don't just go from beginning to the end. I try to play a couple of measures as I discover here on my first reading of these that, oh, this is something that they're likely to mess up, or I messed it up, they probably will too. Oh, here's a way to correct it so that you don't mess it up. So that's kind of my approach to these mid-state videos. So this is the lyrical one, the one that everyone dismisses because they go, well, it's lyrical, that means it's slow, and it doesn't have as many notes, and so therefore it's easier. Okay, yeah, so first of all, let's look through this, and I would highly recommend, first thing that you do is that you play a D minor scale. Maybe a D harmonic minor. So that you've got that sound in your head, and that will help you playing notes in tune if you have that tonality locked in your head. Okay, so 6/8, eighth note equals 84/92. So think eighth notes. It's got 16ths. It must be hard. No, eighth note gets a beat. So here we go. Stop there. Just a couple of tiny things. So, yeah, thinking about the eighth note. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 5, and 6, and 1, 2, 3, 1. So we're keeping everything very steady. Dotted eighths followed by 3/16ths will most likely be the rhythm that some people will miss. They'll play the 16ths too soon. So make sure you're thinking 1, 2. Okay. All of these, at least now, as I look through all the etudes for everything, one of the things they may have done, like I say, I don't know, is these are extremely well marked with dynamics in them. So, I mean, not that you can't add other things, but they're really marked well and thoroughly. So, and I think if you observe all of these, then that'll be just fine. You start out mezzo forte, and then you go to mezzo piano in the third measure. Make your mezzo forte a little louder than maybe normal, and that way you've got yourself wiggle room, and you don't decrescendo and then fizz out going. That's a terrible feeling to have, so don't do that. Okay, have enough air. Start your mezzo forte maybe here. That way, when you do take crescendo and you're a mezzo piano, you're here and you're not bottomed out and you can't go any place. Okay, other thing, at the end of the first line, and I've actually heard, I do remember this from past years, that yes, it crescendos and it goes to forte, but don't hurt people. You don't want to hear. Out of context. I mean, forte within context of being lyrical, not obnoxious. So going on to measure our line 2. I did not crescendo in that last little part because I'll just confess, I did not see the word C-R-E-S-C until I was almost finished with that little phrase. So I would need to circle that. And so I would actually crescendo there instead of take crescendoing. So there's something to look at. Okay, so the beginning of that line, you got that C sharp. You remember I said the thing about the D minor scale? Be able to hear where that C sharp is as you go to D there in the measure 6. So E naturals. Where are E naturals? Second position. What kind of second position? Oh, flat second position. You go out a little bit. Correct. You go out just a little bit for those E's to make them in tune. So the E and the C sharp will not be in the same place. Ooh. And then that F, don't avoid playing the F all the way in. It's a little bit sharp too, so you won't pull them down. Make those little tiny adjustments and do those using these things. Yeah, I swear it's going to pay off in the long run if you do that, and you'll be much better player, and it will sound better if you use your ears rather than setting a little tuner box there and lining up every note and then trying to kinesthetically memorize exactly where that is. It's all going to change anyway. So, just use these things. That's why they're on both sides of your head, so you can listen twice as much as you talk. Okay. But tuning on those. And then you go up to G. So you have E, F, and G. Oh, that's just an intonation spot waiting to happen. Flat second for the E, flat first for the F, sharp second for the G. What if I don't do that? What if I just go? Please don't make the judges listen to that all day. They'll be mad, and you don't want, judges should be happy. They should make them happy. Okay, so E, F, G. Practice just those 3 notes, or start on the D. Just playing that, okay? So again, that E and the F and the G, right exactly where they need to be, here, okay? Now, the good news is that's also got a crescendo written, so it's going to help you with the air and the power as you go to the G, and then you go up to the A, the highest note, in measure 7. So... seems to suddenly drop there. It has a forte is under the A. Again, I'm just now looking at these, but you might consider maybe doing a decrescendo into the G instead of just suddenly subito there. I throw that out there. I have to play with a little bit, see what I like, but just a suggestion. So measure 6, measure 7. Lots and lots of tiny pitch adjustments. Okay, so measure 5, 6, measure 8. Look at the 16th. da. Okay? So right there in the middle of all those 16ths, you have the D and the B flat, which are articulated. They're not short, they have lines, but they are articulated. So we need to be able to hear that as a listener. And so if I was listening to it, I go, oh, they slurred that. Oh, that's articulated. Oh, that's slurred. I need to be able to tell what you've done. So if I'm just playing the notes, I tongue them all. It does. Well, I played all the notes right. Yes, you did. Good for you. But you have to get the articulation. Okay. So check that out. Work it out slowly. It'll be fine. That's the measure. Oh yeah, that I didn't do a crescendo on that I should have. So that would lead me up to the D. Okay. Now the next thing looks terrible, but it's not. It's not. Remember, eighth note gets a beat, so you have a dotted 16th followed by a 32nd note. Ah, that just sounds terrible, doesn't it? No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5, a 6, a D, D, da, D, da, 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 D, da, da, D, da, D, da, da. Okay. So what I'm doing is that's your 30 seconds. D, da, D, da, D, da, D. You might, if you think of how does a dotted 8/16 go. Okay. So with that in mind, but at this tempo, I think you're not going to have like triplets anywhere that's going to confuse you. So that was 11th and 12th grade etude. Yeah, you can actually subdivide that in your head. Da, 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 dee, da, dee, da, dee, da, da, da. Okay, so subdivide that out and do it slowly, and well, it's not that fast too. A little decrescendo there. You might look at the slurs in that. You want to make everything just as smooth as you possibly can. For a tutorial on good legato and slurring, check out my Trombone 101 videos on my website, jeffphillipstrombone.com. And that'll give you a little help on how to go about that if you're not really sure. Okay, but rhythm-wise, be very precise there with where you're putting the 16ths. Okay, last line. Again, you want crescendo down to the D, but not make it so obnoxious that it hurts men, women, children, and small animals. And then as you decrescendo, as you taper off and you go up to the octave there, it says piano. Piano in relationship to the forte that you just played. So what we don't want. Nothing happens. So yeah. Don't hurt anybody on a forte, and don't get so soft that nothing comes out. Should be common sense, but here we are. All right, and the other one, let's see, that's the lyric. So lots of little pitchy things in there to listen to. And don't panic, count your eighth notes. And then the technical, and again, up in the corner, right there, it says, 1 of 2, set A, little star, okay, there it is. All right, A flat scale, play that through a few times. Oh, I see some fun things with quarter note triplets, awesome. Oh, and ties, this is gonna be great. All right, so probably go a little under speed. I have no idea how fast I'm going. I'm going the tempo that I need to go right now, so there we have it, okay? So, articulation. sure that anything that's not under the curve is articulated and that the listener can hear it. How do I know what they can hear? You're watching this on a phone or a computer or a tablet, right? They have a thing that you can record on. Well, record yourself and then go back and listen to it. It's not like back in my day when we had to get the reel to reel. We had to twist it around there and make sure and it flew off. And then we got more advanced. We got the cassette tapes and put them in there. And then there's, where is it? Whoop, whoop, oh, whoop, ran it too far, too bad. Oh, this is easy. You can listen to this stuff easily. You can record yourself easily. Do that, and you can hear those little things: articulation, pitch. Great. Pitch-wise, it's not too bad. I mean, just remember what key you're in with a D flat, and life is good. The first full measure: D da D da da D da D da D da da D da D da 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 D da 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 da. Okay, so just watch that 16th, 8th. 16th, your syncopated measure. Okay. All right, so we'll go on. Here's the good part. Love it. All right, there's a lot right there. Okay, first of all, let's deal with the quarter note triplets. Okay, quarter note triplets. Prop my horn here so I hopefully don't drop it. Triplet, triplet, 6 notes. So quarter note triplet, there's beat 1, there's beat 2. If we tie these together, so there. I would love to write it out, but I'm not. Okay. Avoid making them sound like 8th, quarter, 8th. You'll hear people do this. It's not right. No. And they'll play them too slowly overall if they do the way I was taught. Sorry, it just didn't work. And you'll have band directors, they'll tell you to do this. Da, 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 triplet, the triplet. Well, that's pretty inaccurate too. But if you'll think about triplets tying 2/8, 2/8, 2/8 together in the triplets, then you can nail that. But that'll be a rhythm, that can be misplayed so easily. Glad I'm not judging. And then this next thing with the ties. If this blows your mind, take the ties out. It'd be measure 6. Then put the ties in. Okay? That'd be a little tricky, especially at that speed. Forte piano on the half note. Then you take a breath and you start over, dotted 8/16. So be thinking for accuracy. That's a neat passage. Be real accurate with your D to C to D flat there. That you're not just kind of slopping through that and playing them too fast or getting them in the wrong position, but listen very carefully to that half step. D, da, da, D, da, da, da. I'd kind of make those 8ths a little bit lighter. I think that helps with clarity. Okay. I probably crescendo through that a little bit better. Yeah, I didn't notice the words. I would need to rewrite that and draw it underneath so I could not miss it. Dia da da dia, dia da da dia, da da da. Okay, so yes, you're slowing down in the last 2 measures, but avoid making the 8th notes too short. I might I'm short. Light's a better word than short, okay? So with these rhythms on the technical one, especially with a quarter note triplet, you look at it and go, well, that's easy. It's not too many notes. I'll play the 16th notes. They're fast notes. They're harder. In my opinion, you're more likely to mess up the rhythm on the quarter note triplets and then that measure 6 with the ties than anything else. So look for those spots rhythmically, and then articulation, dia-da-da-dia, and then, you've got that same pattern 1, 2, 3 times, and with 4/16ths, and you have tongue slur, light, dia-da-da-dia, dia-da-da-dia, that you go through that on. Okay. Well, not too painful. Also, as you run these off, as you go to the website, you will also find that they have done some revisions on the scales. Again, I haven't looked, but I know there were some things last year's like the chromatic scales and the diatonic, your major scales didn't line up with what was supposed to be 1 octave, 2 octaves sometimes. So I believe these have all been corrected. But scale sheet's right there when you run all this stuff off. You can get that too. Make sure you got the correct music. If you have any questions, you can track me down, Jeff.Phillips, number 1, because I'm number 1, Jeff.Phillips, number 1, at belmont.edu. I'll be happy to answer your questions if I understand them, and if I don't know the answers, I'll just make something up. But if you have any questions on things, I would love to help you out. And I think that's it. And if there are any questions on the like legato playing, some of those things, again, my website, Jeff Phillips Trombone, my name, and this thing, jeffphillipstrombone.com, and I've got some little short videos on there, like trombone 101, trombone 101, and they're just little short things on fundamentals and stuff that you might find handy if you have any questions over some of the basic skills there. Okay, well, best of luck, and again, if you got any questions, let me know. Happy tromboning.